So now we'll see like how we can set all the defaults within Civil 3D. What are the functions that's available? What are the settings that we need to do it? And we'll take a look at that. So first and foremost thing, just like any other AutoCAD drawings, we can go for units. So we can set the units and we can choose what is the type of unit and the default value for the angles and meters or millimeters. All of these things we can set it out. And also some of these things, north is going to be facing 270 degrees and stuff. And so this is basically units. Then we'll go for limits. So limits, we can choose what is a lower limit and what is a top level limit. And this is all by default configured in the template, but pretty much, if you're creating a template for Civil 3D, and this is also some of those things that you have to go through it. And you can give a default limit within which the user can draw. User can still go beyond the limits, but the limits will give them sort of like a virtual restriction of, let's say, they don't want to keep, spanning things around and too much of distance being wasted and stuff. So they have to zoom in, zoom out quite a lot. So the extent, basically, the limits will define them with how much they can go for as a basic constraint. Okay. And similarly, you can go to Prospector and you can right click and not in settings. If you go to settings and then right click, and then you can click on edit drawing settings. And once you are here, so this option, some of these options are actually coming from the previous AutoCAD settings that we have configured, such as drawing units and angular units. All of these things are coming from there. And then the imperial to metric conversion. So you can choose which one to use, and the default scale. And you can also choose the default coordinate system. So I'm based in Australia, so I can choose Australia, and then it automatically picks a coordinate system, and then you can choose which one is more precise to what the project that you're working on. But remember, this is set. You can also set this in a default template, but every time you do the drawing, you start with the project. It's best that you come here to set it up before you import any data, because most of the location based data will have georeference. So if you import it with a wrong geo coordinate, set it up, then the data might be a little skewed. So it's best that you set it the correct geolocation format and then you import it. Okay, and then the transformation. You can apply some transformation because sometimes the data coming in might be a little offset. So you can apply some transformation to it. And so these are object layers. So what happens is every object that you see in such as alignments, alignment labels, and assemblies, everything that you see, when you create those objects, you actually see some sort of layer that it's been associated with it, so that I can actually directly go to those layers and then you can control it. Let's say if you create an alignment, and then if you go to C-alignments, you can turn it off, you can freeze it off, and that will affect the drawing and you will not be able to see those objects. So like that, you can actually control these objects using these layers, and you can actually go and change these layers to the layers that you wanted. You can create one custom layers, or you can change it to another layer. You can do that. And abbreviations. So these are some of the abbreviations that you'll see throughout Civil 3D, and you can change these abbreviation to your need. And in most cases, I wouldn't really recommend that you guys doing it, because if you're using a country kit, I'm using ANZ country kit, but if you're using, let's say, Singapore, UK, or another country kit or template which is specific to your country, and any company that you go and work with Civil 3D within that space, within that region, you will see the same set of codes being applied. So you will not be seeing something new. So it's best that unless and until it's a company standards or something, then you just leave it as such. Ambient settings. So this is all the defaults that you can set. So that means like let's say labeling, and so this is basically the labeling prompt method is basically command line. So you can use a dialog box. That means every time you click on label, instead of it directly goes to the command line and ask you to pick in the later tutorial, I'll be showing you we create labels for surfaces, and then every time you click on a slope label, it gives you an option such as a 1-point slope or a 2-point slope. So now that particular option will be prompted up here in the command line. And same way, the time, unit less, distance, all of these things you can actually set what is the default values for anytime you get this information. This is where it gets the default information. Okay, so now this is basically you set some of the defaults for your drawing objects. Next is edit label style defaults. So you can apply some of the label style defaults here. And so what's the behavior for it? Plan readability. So plan readability is like, you'll be creating a lot of these labels that you can see the text of. So when you try to rotate it, the labels will rotate in a way that you can always see that label and read it through. So those values you can set here as true. So that means every label that you create, any style that you created, that will get the settings from here as a default values. Okay, and then pretty much those are the ones. And then the other thing is, like, if you want to copy styles that you created from one drawing to another drawing, let's say, so I got this template, and then if I go to my the other drawing, okay, so I go into this drawing. So and then let's say if I create a new style, let's say if there is any new style available, point styles, and then point label styles. I think I might have some label styles newly created for this one. Okay, we have one label style which we created as rag. So now if I actually go to settings, and then instead of active drawing view, I can change to master view. So now I can see all the open drawings that's available in the screen. So now I can see the template here as well. If I expand the template, if I go to my points and then point label styles, and then you see I don't have the style that I've created. Okay, so if I go back again to my the other drawing, expand, point, and then point style, point label styles, and you see this is basically the one that I have as a new one. Okay, so now what I can do is I can drag this one into the current drawing. I think I have to use this one. Okay, so I can go to this drawing, and then I can change to master view, and then expand this one, point label styles, and then you see this one. Okay, this label style is not available with my current project. If I actually go back here, and then if I go to my point group, I go to my properties, I go to my label style, you can see I don't have that style, RAG. This is just another one which is a suffix RG, but not the one which starts with RAG. Okay, so I go to my settings, so this style is not available. So what I can do is I can drag and drop into this. Okay, so now I go to my prospector in the current drawing, and then right click properties, and then label style. Now I see this one is up here. This is my old one, this is my new one. So this is how I can actually copy styles from one drawing to another drawing within Civil 3D. And okay, so these are some of the basic stuff that you set it within your Civil 3D drawing before you get started. And then we'll go into setting up layers for Civil 3D.